Have you ever finally sat down to relax and within like 30 seconds, your brain starts listing all of the things that you should be doing instead of sitting down? Or maybe you take a day off or go on vacation, but somehow you're filling the time with thinking of all of the things you should be doing, or running errands, or doing chores, and everything else you need to get done. If relaxing makes you feel restless or guilty or like you're wasting time, there may be a reason for that. And today we're actually talking about why doing nothing feels so uncomfortable and three simple ways to start changing that.
One, two, three, four.
Hi, I am Carrie Marie, and this is season 3 of Holistic Mama Speaks, the podcast where I share tips and insights and real talk about living happier, living healthier, living more abundantly, and living on purpose. From prioritizing and time management to detoxing and realigning your body, home life, work life, boosting self-worth, confidence, to holistic wellness, family, relationships, and everything in between. I've got you covered. That's why it's holistic. Whether you are juggling mom life, chasing your big dream, or just looking for ways to feel better inside and out, you are in the right place. And I'm so excited that you are here. So just a quick note, I am not a doctor, therapist, or financial advisor. I'm just here to share what's worked for me and others who I've worked with, and from what I've learned and picked up along the way. So for a full disclosure on everything, head on over to holisticmamaspeaks.com. Let's dive into the episode. Why can't we just relax? I want to start today with something that I can personally relate to because I've been through it and I still find myself sometimes reverting back to that old version of myself that does this. It's like when you finally sit down after doing all of the things, you've been busy, busy, busy all day, you finally sit down, and instead of just relaxing, your brain's like, this is nice. But that all of a sudden it's like, what else do I need to do? Or did I finish that? I can't remember. Or, oh, I should probably go and do this. And I could use this time to get ahead on things. And then suddenly I am not resting at all. Like my brain and my body are like trying to do two different things all at the same time, and I can't just relax. And I know that I'm not the only woman who feels like this, right? Like, can you relate to any of that where you go to relax and you have a hard time shutting your brain off, relaxing your body, all of the above? And maybe it's the same type of thing where like you take a day off. You're like, okay, I'm going to take a day off of work. I'm going to just relax. I'm going to take a day off because I'm stressed out, all of the things. But then instead of relaxing, you're cleaning, you're running errands, you're trying to catch up on things, and you're finding all of these things to be productive doing, but you're not actually relaxing. You're not actually allowing your body to take the day off. You're not allowing your brain to take the day off. And the same thing, like maybe you go on a vacation, but your brain is still back home on all of the things that need to be done around the house, or all of the bills that need to be paid, or the kids, or maybe it's things at work, deadlines that are coming up. And you're like, oh, this is a bad time to take vacation. Why did I decide to take vacation? And I know for sure that I am not the only one who deals with this because I have spent years coaching women who have the same exact thing. That when I've even asked people, for instance, like, what do you like to do for fun? And they don't even know how to answer me because they don't even know. They don't do anything for fun anymore. And so this is a common problem. And because of the fact that I know for sure that I have dealt with this personally, but that so many of the women who I've coached have dealt with it as well, I'm like, okay, topic for the podcast, because this is a problem that we've all had or are currently having. And not because there's anything wrong with us at all. And it's because you know what? When we're taking care of our family, when we're doing the chores, when we're being productive, when we're doing all of the things, there's nothing wrong with doing all of those things. We are actually getting things done. And some of those things we do enjoy. We do care for others. But it's also what is the problem is that our body is constantly in go mode. It's like go, go, go all the time. Our brain is in go mode, go, 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 go all the time. And we are not giving our body and our brains time to rest, time to reset. And if your body is constantly kind of like tense and almost like ready to go, ready to do the next thing, it's because we have forgotten how to relax. We have forgotten how to take time for ourselves. And we have gotten so used to being needed by everyone else and for everything else. We've gotten so used to being productive, being busy, that being still, being calm, being quiet feels uncomfortable. And this is just so much bigger than I'm busy that we use for a lot of excuses as to why we can't do the things that we know are good for us. I've heard this a lot. Recently, I launched my new women's community, and I've heard some women who are like, "Oh, I so need that in my life. I need a group of women that are there for me. I need this, but I'm too busy." Using it as an excuse. And you know what? I get it. So many of us are carrying a lot. We are doing a lot right now in life. And actually, there's even been studies done on this because it's not just me personally or the women who I coach. I wanted to look up, like, okay, is this just like a people I know type of thing, or is this like everyone type of thing? And AARP recently did some research and found that 61% of family caregivers are women. Okay, so meaning the woman is the one mainly for the most part doing the caregiving. And 39% of caregivers report experiencing high emotional stress. So they're under high emotional stress. And you know what? You can probably relate to this, whether you're caring for elderly parents, caring for someone with special needs, caring for children, you are carrying a lot because you're not just carrying your own things, you're carrying those of others. And so when we're talking about um, women feeling overwhelmed and having difficulty slowing down, turning off the brain, relaxing the body, we're not just imagining this. It's literally women are literally and figuratively carrying things, carrying children, parents, jobs, businesses, households, appointments, finances, relationships, like everything. It's all just like being piled on, piled on, piled on. And the invisible mental list of like 10 million things to do, right? That apparently is like living in our heads at all times. Our constant, very long to-do list is constantly there. And you know what? We have been training our brains to think that that's normal, which is not good. We have been constantly on, turned on the go. Our brains are constantly in that go, 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 on mood and mode that starts to feel normal. So then when we try to break that by, okay, I just really needed time to relax. I'm just going to sit down for a few minutes. That our brain is like, yeah, this is not normal. We need to be thinking of all of these different things. And actually, that leads us to talking about what we talked a lot about last week. If you tuned into last week's episode, we talked about how your dream life not may not feel safe to your nervous system. And that's because our brain tends to prefer what's familiar, what it's used to. So when stress becomes familiar, when rushing around becomes familiar, if needing to be needed by others feels familiar, if being productive and filling every space in the day feels familiar, that becomes part of your identity and what you relate to as normal and what your nervous system is thinking is normal. And so then suddenly, when you have a few minutes to actually sit and be still, you're like, oh my goodness, I need to be doing something because it doesn't relate to that sitting still. It doesn't relate to the relaxing because you haven't allowed that. It hasn't been part of your normal routine. And that is what I want you to first notice, okay? Notice that because this isn't something that, like, you shouldn't have to earn relaxation time, and you don't have to wait until everything is finished and everyone else is taken care of before you can relax. There's always going to be something to do. And so, what you need to do is start to train your brain to notice that relaxing is normal. So, how do we do that? Right? That's the big question. How do we start doing that? I'm going to give you three simple things to start trying today. Are you ready? So, number one is to catch yourself rushing when there's no reason to rush. This is super fascinating when you start to notice it because you probably haven't realized that you're doing this. Maybe you're rushing through the shower, or maybe you're rushing through eating, like you're scarfing your food, even though nobody's giving you a time limit on these things. Like, is there anybody actually giving you a time limit saying you can only be in the shower for this long, or you can only eat for this long? No, we're putting these limits on ourselves and we're putting this rush on ourselves. I mean, are you rushing through the grocery store like, hurry up, grab everything and hurry up and get in the line? And then you get annoyed when you have to wait in the line. Or you're hurry up and rushing to answer a text. Like, you have to get back to somebody immediately. They cannot wait. Or rushing to get somewhere that you're not even late for. And then, so when you notice this, when you notice that you're rushing, they're doing just normal things, when there's literally no time limit that's being put, ask yourself the question, what am I rushing for? What am I rushing for? Sometimes there is actually a reason. Okay, so maybe you have to be somewhere at a certain time, and so there actually is a reason. But also sometimes there isn't. Your body is accustomed to operating that way in this sense of rush, go. And so what I want you to do is deliberately slow one thing down. So maybe it's when you're eating your lunch, place your fork down in between every bite, take a sip of water, maybe even take a deep breath before you take your next bite. Watch how all of a sudden, first of all, it starts to allow your body to start adjusting to that slow motion rather than inhaling your food. But it also allows you to savor the flavor. It allows you to appreciate the food that you're eating, the nutrients that you're putting in that body. It also is good for digestion, by the way. That's just a side benefit to this, of that you're allowing your body to actually digest the food along the way while you're eating it rather than just scarf it all at once and give your body like this whole huge thing to digest all at once. You're doing it little by little. So just try it. Or maybe you take a little bit longer in the shower. Maybe you rinse your hair a little extra longer, or humming a little tune while you are washing your body. Or maybe you can walk through your house or through the grocery store instead of speed walking all over like you're competing in a mom Olympics, right? Try this. Try training and showing your body we're okay. Nothing is chasing us. It's okay. We'll get it done when we get it done. Things will happen when it happens. No one's gonna die if I take a few extra minutes in the shower or to eat my lunch. It will be okay. All right. So that's the number one. It's going to be hard because you've been accustomed to rushing and being on the go all the time. But I am curious. I can't wait to hear how that goes for you. I want you to message me, find me on social media, reply to an email from me, whatever it is, send me a message and let me know how this experience was for you. I want to hear about it. I'm very, very curious to see what you noticed that you're rushing and then how the experience was when you intentionally slow it down. All right, so now number two. Number two, do something that doesn't accomplish anything. I know that it sounds like so counterintuitive. You're like, no, no, no. This is like the opposite of what I want to be doing. But this this is going to be so important to you. And this is going to be harder than it sounds. I want you to do like and just start small. Okay? You don't have to do anything too crazy here because I know this is going to be hard for you, but try taking just 5 minutes to simply do something just because you enjoy it. Just because it brings you joy, just because it makes you happy, just because it's something you haven't done in a while, whatever it is. Not because it's something being productive and not because somebody else needs you to do it. And not even because it's going to be good for your job or your business or your health or any of those things. Don't even think about any of those things because you're not checking anything off of your list. You're just doing something for you. And you know what? There's no right or wrong thing to do. And again, start small. Start with only 5 minutes. So maybe it's just sitting outside, just sitting. You can look around, you can enjoy the scenery, you can listen to the sounds that you hear. You don't have to do anything, just sit. Or maybe it's just sitting and listening to a good song. Maybe it's a favorite song. Maybe it's a song you haven't listened to in a long time. Maybe it's something that brings up nostalgic memories of, your teenage years or going to a club or whatever it is. Or maybe it's a romantic song. Just sitting and listening to a song. It doesn't even matter. Or maybe it's dancing around in your kitchen. Pop on some fun dance music and dance around your kitchen. There's nothing that you have to do, just dance. Or maybe it's picking up a book and reading. When was the last time you did that? Sitting down and physically reading a book, not an audiobook. Or maybe it's drinking your coffee while it's actually still hot for once. Maybe it's just sitting back and enjoying your cup of coffee before it gets cold. Maybe it's enjoying snuggle time or pet time with your dog or your cat or whatever other animals you have in your life. Maybe it's enjoying snuggling with them. Whatever brings you joy, but that doesn't feel like something on your to-do list. Because you know what? This is also training your brain. Your brain is going to be like, oh, I should be doing this or I should be doing that. Notice it, catch it, and you don't have to obey every thought that your brain has. Because your brain is trying to protect you, but you are also teaching yourself. You're teaching your brain. And you have to tell your brain, tell yourself, I'm allowed to enjoy my life while I'm living it. I'm allowed to enjoy a few minutes of relaxation. I'm allowed to enjoy sitting outside, enjoy my cup of coffee, enjoy reading a book, enjoying an extra long shower, whatever it is, I'm allowed to enjoy it. I'm giving myself permission to enjoy it because this is my life. Like, thank you, brain, for trying to keep me safe, but I want to relax right now. Sometimes we have to talk to ourselves like this. It's the only thing that works. Oh my goodness. So tell me, I also message me and tell me about that. Tell me about your experience. What did you decide to do? And then try sticking that in every once in a while. Maybe it's a few times a week at first, and then you can get used to doing it every single day. Then maybe it's more than once a day or extending that from 5 minutes to 10 or 15. Ooh. Give it a try. Okay, and lastly, number three, put yourself back into your own life and schedule. This is literally the biggest one. Ask yourself, where did I disappear from my own life? When was the last time you did something because you wanted to? When was the last time that you spent time with women that you actually enjoy being around? When was the last time that somebody asked you how you are doing and then they actually listened and responded based on how you are doing? When was the last time you worked on becoming the woman that you want to become, not what everyone wants you to be? Because you know what? Not only are you someone's mom or someone's wife or someone's daughter or someone's employee or someone's boss or someone's caregiver, you're not only just those things, you are still you. And taking care of you is not selfish at all. You get to decide on how you want to create the rest of your life. Who do you want to be in this life of yours? And start scheduling yourself in. Start becoming a priority again in your own life. This is such a passion of mine to help women to realize this. And that's a huge reason why I am just so passionate about my newly opened women's community. Because you're not just in this community, you're not just learning new things and learning to create a new identity for yourself and learning to be abundant in all these different aspects of your life and learning to get unstuck. You're surrounding yourself with a group of women who are doing the same things and who are there to love on and support you and be there for you in all different areas of your life. Because it's not always about doing more and being on the go and doing. It's about learning who you are and putting yourself back into your own life as a priority and surrounding yourself with women who are there for you. Because you know what? Most women don't need just another person giving them more things to do. You obviously don't need more things to do. We're working on becoming, stepping into the version of ourselves who have a life that we really, truly love and want to keep living. We are looking at our identity and training our identity of who we are, our habits, our beliefs, learning how to deal with stress, manage stress, reduce stress, nervous system regulation, self care, manifestation, scientific manifestation. It's not just woo woo. What's keeping us stuck in those old patterns and how can we break free from them? We're practicing new habits and we're doing it alongside other women. So I invite you to join us. You can go to building-upward.com/women or click the link in the description and wherever you are listening to this podcast, most likely there is some sort of a description or show notes. You can hop in there and get the link. I would love to invite you in there. And you know what? I encourage you, go take the afternoon. You don't need to feel guilty. Just go take the afternoon and do something for you. I am so proud of you. When you go do it, ooh, I want to know about it. I want to know about it because I want to cheer you on because I'm so proud of you for taking time for yourself. And you know what? The more that we step into this together, all of this starts to feel normal. and you start feeling normal to take a break here and there, to prioritize yourself. It's normal to surround yourself with supportive women. It's normal to work on your own personal growth. It is not being selfish whatsoever. All right, and before we hop off today, I want to give you one more challenge because I love challenging you. Each week, I give you a little bit of a challenge. So this week, the challenge is that I want you to take 10 minutes and go do something that has nothing to do with productivity or something that's on your to-do list. Just 10 minutes. Do something just simply because you enjoy it. I know earlier I said 5 minutes, and that's more of on a regular basis. But today, I want to challenge you to take 10 minutes for yourself and pay attention to what happens. Like, what does your brain start trying to tell you to do? Is your brain trying to list all of the things? Is it trying to make you feel guilty? What is your brain doing? Pay attention to this. Do you feel restless? Do you feel like you should be doing other things? Guilty for taking time away for yourself? Do you go to reach for your phone because it's habit? Do you immediately think like, okay, all right, I've had enough. I need to get back to work. I need to get back to whatever. So, whatever you're thinking, don't judge yourself on it. Just notice it. Pay attention. Because, first of all, awareness gives you like a place to begin. And so then you know to learn from this. Then ask yourself, after you've kind of paid attention, like, what is my brain doing right now? Ask yourself, what would it look like if I rest? If I have joy in this moment? If I take care of myself? What would it look like if this is normal for me to actually enjoy rest, enjoy spending time doing things that I love? What would it look like? How would it feel? Ask yourself that. Sometimes we need to visualize it and think about it in order for our brains to be like, oh, okay, that actually sounds good. Because, this next version of you, it needs to learn how to regulate your nervous system and how it needs to recognize relaxing. It needs to recognize joy. And so you need to train it. Because you know what? You are not only allowed to have joy and rest in your life, but you deserve it. You are worthy of it. And I want to see you there. Thank you so much for joining me today for Holistic Mama Speaks. If you loved this episode, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Share it with a friend who needs some help and encouragement and who really just needs to hear what's in this episode. And also don't forget to leave a review and or rating wherever you are listening to this podcast. It helps the podcast to reach those who need to hear this message. So you can also head on over to holisticmamaspeaks.com for show notes, for free resources, and for more to support you along your journey. Thank you again for joining me today. See you next time.